Good evening. As a part of yesterday's monetary policy, the government announced a slew of schemes that are beneficial for the small retail investor and also the small businessman. What the Reserve Bank has announced is further liberalization of the payment system. The Indian payment system was radically changed by the National Payments Company of India, set up originally under Raghuram Rajan. This company has now four distinct ways by which payments are made. One is IMPS, an immediate payment service. It has NEFT, a National Electronic Funds Transfer. It has RTGS, a real time gross transfer. Apart from that, you can use the normal checks to make payments. In this manner, the RBI has democratized payments system. Apart from this, a Beam app has been introduced to do small transactions. Riding on the Beam apps, there are apps like WhatsApp Pay, Phone Pay, and Google Pay, which have made peer to peer transactions very easy and very successful. This has meant cash transactions have gone down dramatically. The introduction of Google Pay, Phone Pay has meant that most of the small transactions can be tracked and these people can be given credit. This has meant, like I discussed the day before, that Kirana stores also can get credit. So there are unintended consequences of such systems. This also has meant that transfer of money becomes easier and smoother within people. So this will facilitate greater business and will also mean that bank strikes, as threatened by public sector banks, now and then become meaningless. Now, RBI has done two more things which will make things easier. The IMS limit was 2 lakhs. That is, I cannot transfer more than 2 lakhs from one account to another account on a given day. What IMS limit meant is, suppose I had to send money to my sister, the maximum I could send to my sister was 2 lakhs. Now, the government has made sure that the IMS limit has been shifted to 5 lakhs. That means I can transfer 5 lakhs from one account to another account without using NEFT or RTGS. Most of the transactions in India, including small business transactions, are of less than 5 lakhs. Therefore, this will mean that IMS system will be used more. This will eat into NEFT and real-time gross settlement. There is also some confusion in what the Reserve Bank governor announced. I was under the impression that RTGS was already a 24 bar 7 system. But what he announced is that from coming December, the RTG real time gross settlement will be 24 bar 7. So if a 24 bar 7 payment system which already exists in form of IMS is implemented, then basically timings of banks do not mean anything for transfers. Also, this means SEBI's move to introduce T plus 1 settlement also may moves forward and makes things easy because people can transfer money from one place to another. There is another sandbox that is being introduced by the Reserve Bank of India. It says that the RBI is working on technologies of which pilots have been run where money can be transferred from one user to another user without the use of internet. I am not aware of how it is being done, but looks like several experiments have been done and pilot projects have been done through which money is being transferred from one to another without powerful use of internet. This means that even without the internet, people can send money from one person to another person. A lot of people in rural India have poor internet connections and therefore are not able to use the Beam or other apps. The latest sandbox that is being developed by NPCI will help even those people. This will revolutionize the way banking is done in India. Already, from my time 20 years ago, the way we do banking in India has been completely transformed, and there is no question of issuing checks. Also, this means that businessmen, especially small businessmen, will have to become more responsible because they can't issue instruments without having payments. They will have to find more nuanced methods of giving credit. Also, this will mean that there has to be several amendments to the act especially the Negotiable Instruments Act, in which check bounce is a criminal offense. If there are no checks, then what is the use of the Check Bounce Act? So, banks will have to find other methods to secure their interest. Before, banks used to take checks and they used to bounce these checks to make sure that they got their money in time. If they didn't get the money, they would bounce the entire amount and cases would be filed in the court to recover the money. So the idea is that one and all can use the banking system to transfer money from one place to other place. And even the smallest vendor can use this, if he has a cell phone, can have an access to the banking system. The fourth regulatory cohort or the sandbox that the RBI is proposing is to cut short the time it takes in detecting fraud. RBI wants to use technology in such a way that to reduce the lag time between the time that a fraud is reported and to the time in which it is detected. With the use of technology, it is possible to detect how and where the funds are moved and how fast it has moved. This will mean that technology will help banks and the banking system under the supervision of RBI to stop electronic fraud. What the RBI has done by moving against HDFC Bank, especially, is to show that if banks do not invest enough in IT infrastructure, they will be penalized completely and they will not be allowed to continue as normal. In fact, HDFC Bank is still banned from opening new products on the digital side. What the only permission that has been given to them after repeated outages in the HDFC server is the fact that they can operate and issue new credit cards. And this was also done after a period of 6 months. Thank you for watching. Be rich. It's a great privilege and honor that so many of you in thousands have subscribed to my channel and have supported me. I have written 2 books in English, The Alchemy of Money and Ordinary Stocks, Extraordinary Profits. These books are published by us and are ready. If you want to procure a copy, send us a message to the WhatsApp number given below and my team would respond to you. If you want an Amazon Kindle copy, you can click the link below. Finally, those who wish to consult with me can send a mail to berichenglish@gmail.com. Once again, I thank you for your support. If you like this video, press the subscribe button of my channel, hit the like button and turn on the bell notification. नमस्कार, मेरा नाम आनंद श्रीनिवासन है और मैं एक पर्सनल फाइनेंस कंसल्टेंट हूँ। मैं 2 YouTube चैनल चलाता हूँ पर्सनल फाइनेंस के बारे में। एक मनी पेज तमिल में है। मेरे बहुत से दोस्त बोले कि मैं हिंदी में एक चैनल शुरू करूं, तो मैंने एक पैसा बोलता है नाम का एक हिंदी चैनल शुरू किया है। मैं पर्सनल निवेश के बारे में ही बात करूंगा। आप उसको सब्सक्राइब करें, अपने दोस्तों को शेयर करें। अगर आप हिंदी नहीं जानते हैं तो पैसा करें। जो आपके दोस्त हिंदी जानते हैं उनको सब्सक्राइब करने के लिए आग्रह करें। धन्यवाद। नमस्कार।